Here we have a perfect DIY project for you, the homeowner, to replace the cartridge on this faucet. The cartridge is the brains of the faucet, usually the only component to fail besides your finishes. But if you're buying Moen, even the finish is guaranteed for life on some of their product lines. Alternatively, if you hire a contractor, a plumber or a general contractor, you're looking at anywhere from $200 to $300 in labor to have this cartridge replaced. You can do that yourself with a few simple tools and in less than half an hour if things go well. Alternatively, again, if you do hire out, at least by knowing what's involved, having it demystified, knowing what's going on, what the repair entails, that'll help you hire the right contractor for you and your home. Now, first thing you're going to need is the cartridge. Here's the cartridge. Any big box store, if you tell them you've purchased your faucet from there, most times they won't even ask you for a receipt. They'll give you the cartridge. Or you contact Moen and they'll give you the cartridge. The cartridge is warranted for life, free replacements to you, the homeowner. That's why, again, always try to buy Moen. It's good to have some plumbing grease. The grease is important. We'll show you where it goes. Screwdriver with all the adjustable, changeable bits. Needle nose pliers. Little Allen key wrench for the screw that holds the handle. A scraping tool to get off some of the caulking. And also a knife, sharp blade to get off the caulking. That's it. That's all you need. And you've saved yourself anywhere from $200 to $300. Let's get at it now. Step one, remove the handle. It's coming off nicely. Sometimes if it's stuck, you'll have to spray some WD-40 on it and even let it sit overnight. So I would try this the day before. And if it's really stuck, lubricate it, spray it. There it is. You don't want to lose that. And please work, when you're cutting the crooked overcharging contractor out of the equation, it's your home, it's your bathtub. Cover up the ledge so you can put your tools down. Most of these tools are metal. You don't want to scratch the finish of the tub. Work carefully, work smart, protect the area, protect the surroundings. That's off. We've got one screw in the center. It's a Phillips. Set that aside safely. Now we've got two screws that hold the circular plate to the wall. You want to spin these off. Get it out about an inch. And then it's easy now. You can twist it off with your fingers. They're very long screws because they thread into the brass valve that's right behind the wall.
That was off camera when you held it up.
Okay. Same thing again. A little easier to get it off by hand. It's very important as homeowners, you eliminate fear. Get rid of the fear factor. I find everybody's afraid to fix anything, whether it's a shower cartridge, a toilet. There's the bolt. Try it. Worst case scenario, you break something, you replace it. It's still a lot cheaper than hiring a contractor, and you learn. You wouldn't want to believe how many things I've broken in my time. Now, this is loose. However, it won't come off. It's caulked on. I don't know how well you can see it at home, but it's definitely got caulking on it. So we're going to get the knife. We're going to cut very gently. I'm being very, very careful to keep the blade in the exact corner so as to not scratch the plate and so as to not scratch the tile. You have to be very controlling, very careful. Very, very carefully. All right, close it up. Now let's try. Let's take our screwdriver, put on a flat bit. Let's get some prying action going. There we go. Let's set that aside. Now, the scraper. I love these tools. I absolutely love them. They come in multiple sizes, a variety of sizes. You can pick them up at any big box store. The point of these tools is the type of plastic used here is what's called sacrificial. It will sacrifice itself before it damages the tile, before it damages the coating on your tub, before it damages a quartz countertop or granite countertop, or before it damages most surfaces. So it will do its job. It'll wear itself out, sacrifice itself in order to protect your home's finishes. You see our ring here? Actually, I should have grabbed the new one out of my shop. This one's been sacrificed quite a bit. It's not even straight. But I want you at home to really focus in here. Look at that. Look at that caulking peel away. Nice. Let's keep going. Oh, and may I also tell you, that plumber contractor that's going to charge you $200 to $300 to change the cartridge, he's not bringing a scraping tool. I absolutely guarantee you he's going to leave the old caulking behind and he's going to caulk right over it. Why? Because, like I say, he's what you call the crooked and overcharging contractor. He doesn't care. If you bother him about it, I've heard at times they mouth back to the homeowner and they say, we're a plumber. We're not here to do caulking. Do your own caulking after we're done. Over the years, I've done window installation episodes. You do not caulk over caulking. You remove the existing, and then you apply and you clean, and then you apply and you caulking. You don't leave that and then put it on again and then just do a double big beat over it. That's not good workmanship. It's not right. But again, most plumbers will say, we're here to do the plumbing, sir, ma'am. We're not here to do caulking. But that, I don't agree with that. I don't buy that. To do a proper job, the caulking is just as important as the plumbing work for the cartridge. If you don't caulk it, you're going to get water behind. The water will get in there, and the water will start to rot the wall assembly from the backside forward. All right, there we go, nice and clean. All the old caulking gone. Now you can't see it obviously, but there's a drain here in the bathtub. I've stuffed the drain, closed it, sealed it. We don't want caulking falling in. We don't want Allen key falling in. We don't want anything blocking the drain. Now we have a piece of chrome here, chrome flange. Slide that off. There we go. That's the cartridge. That's the locking pin. Finally, we have it exposed. This is the heart and soul of the faucet. This is the cartridge. I don't know if you can see it at home, but there's an H on the left and there's a C on the right. Those stampings are important because always in plumbing, the cold is on the right, the hot is on the left. So when you install the replacement unit, you want to make absolutely certain you've got a C on the right and an H on the left. Now this is locked in place with a pin. We're going to pull the pin out. Please remember to reinstall the pin. I know of cases where homeowners and even contractors forgot to reinstall the locking pin. They put everything back together, they turn on the faucet, and the cartridge just blasts itself out from the water pressure. It just shoots right out. Cause a lot of damage that way, a lot of damage. Set that aside so we don't lose it. Okay, now there are two ways to take the cartridge out. There is hopefully what's going to be the easy way with traditional tools. And then Bob also packed a secret weapon today. So we're going to show you that secret weapon. But first, let's try it the simple way. So the simple way will be, again, with the needle nose pliers. So you want to really squeeze it. Rotate to the left, right, left, right. Oops. Pinch it again. Left, right, left, right. Pinch it again. Wiggle it. There we go. Heart and soul of the faucet, the Moen cartridge. Remember, they're directional. When you put them in, just like how it was originally, the C on the right, the H on the left. Now we're going to do this again for a reason. Let's put it back in. It is very rare, but there are times when you can't get it out with this tool. You can't get it out with either linesman or needle nose pliers. That case, you're going to use the secret weapon. This is made by Moen. Other manufacturers make them. You can pick them up for less than $50. It is a cartridge removal tool. If you see on the end, it has these two stems that stick out, and then it's hollow in the center. That's where the stems go. And it pinches it and it turns it. So let's give it a try. It's very important to understand that for a right reason, the water's off right now. We've got the main supply off to the home. You're going to thread it on. And you want to get it to pinch in there and pull. Method number 2. The main supply wasn't off. This would have shot out like a bullet. And of course, I'd also be soaked. And let's get our new one out. Here's the new unit. Now we talked about the grease earlier. It's very important to grease the rubber seals. Not any grease, plumber's grease. All you need is a little bit. And you want to grease the black O-rings. The one black O-ring and the ones on the sides. And again, a little goes a long way. These are already greased from the factory, and this hasn't been used. So a little bit of grease is all you need. And like we said, you have to make sure it goes in the right way, the right orientation. Hot and cold, that's the orientation. Slide it in. Now we talked about the pin earlier. Slide it in from the top. There's 2 grooves here. And you're going to feel on the bottom. You want to make sure the pins come through at the bottom, or else it hasn't bottomed out. You hear that snap? And I feel on the bottom it came through. Or else you're going to have a false sense of security. If it hasn't locked in, you're in trouble. There you have it. Less than 20 minutes of your time. Some simple hand tools with the exception of the special tool or key to pull out the cartridge valve. But like I said, a plumber or contractor is going to charge you $200 to $300. 20 minutes. You save that money. Bank it. Reinvest it. And buy the best tools and materials for your home's next project. What we have now, and we're going to work at massive speed here. Get this all back together so we can get in the basement, power the water back on, and we've got a very important tip for you while we're in the basement relating to the home's master water shutoff valve. We don't have time for the caulking today, but please don't forget the caulking. You've seen all the effort. We scraped all the old off. We're going to apply a brand new bead of caulking around the perimeter. 100% quality, clear silicone. It's that time again.